Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXC Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. So, on Tuesday, we literally got the scare of our lives with Shericka Jackson running the women's 200 meters at the Gule Istvan Memorial that was held in Hungary. That is a World Athletics Gold Tour meeting or Tour Gold meeting, whichever direction it's spun. But anyway, so we got this here of our lives with Shericka Jackson, leading the race, going away for what was apparently a win, but pulling up, belting out, what seemed to be a scream, and yeah, pretty much coming to a halt, ending her race eventually, last place, eighth, down the track. But with that being said, as I said, it was an absolute scare for the world of athletics and of course Jamaicans at large because the Paris Olympic Games is just, a short 3 weeks away. And Shericka Jackson is definitely one of our athletes that will be heading to the Olympic Games to carry the flag, wave it high, and hopefully as well perform at her best, at her absolute best. And, whatever her absolute best he'll be able to give her on the day, then of course, as Jamaicans, we welcome it and we will celebrate her. But as I said, we did get a scare on Tuesday when we saw her stop. So during the race, as I was watching and I saw her belt out, I said, okay, best case scenario based on what I'm seeing is that it's a cramp. It didn't look so agonizing for me personally, sitting and watching through my screen that, hey, it could be worse than a cramp, right? And also, I just watched her, how she was walking off the track as well. And how she was walking off the track gave me cramp vibes as well. So, taking all these things into consideration, I said, hey guys, I'm reporting that this is going on with Shericka Jackson right now. She took to the 200 meters and unfortunately she pulled up, right? She seems to have suffered some kind of setback, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm praying at least in this moment that it's not the worst case scenario and my eyes aren't deceiving me and it could be, just a cramp. And it seems as though trackies were getting some great news coming from her physiotherapist that indeed Shericka Jackson did suffer what seems to be only a cramp and she will be working on it. So her physio Troy Evans says cramp in the hamstring she will be working on, or my assumption is they'll be working on it and she'll be fine going forward. So no need to be alarmed. So track is this is absolutely great news. Shericka Jackson has a lot, on her plate heading into Paris. One, trying to win that first elusive 200 meter or just Olympic individual gold medal, she's trying to attain that, and her best bet comes in the event that she's dominated for a few seasons, that is the 200 meters. She's now become the fastest woman alive in the event, 21.41 seconds, also the only athlete that has dipped below 21.5 3 times, right? So she has definitely become the standard bearer in the women's 200 meters and is looking to go there and clamp gold in that event. And also clearly she'll be competing in the 100 meters as well. But when it comes to the event that is simply when it comes to who is the dominant force there right now, it's clearly Shericka Jackson, and she will be looking to go there and do awesome things. So on the heels of this particular scare, yeah, we were concerned, but seeing her physio come out and say, hey, she only had a cramp, makes us release a sigh of relief that yes, Shericka Jackson is good and she will be turning up in Paris absolutely fine. Or at least that is the hope. Now I see a few persons out there, contemplating whether or not, she is actually injured or if this was also, just a ploy. Now I remember when I did, the Kishane Thompson video and I talked about, hey, how Kishane, walked off the track, completely fine. This isn't the same thing, track is. I get what y'all are saying that, MVP sometimes, they're up to tricks and they will play, these games. Sure, I get it as well. But in this particular moment, I don't feel so. Or at least then Shericka Jackson must be an awesome actor as far as I'm concerned, because to walk off the track the way she walked off, you could visibly see how tight her leg was, and that for me was the left leg. How she was walking to me was giving me cramp, right? Or sometimes when you hear these athletes after training and they talk about a hard day of training, they will lock up, right? And they have that lock walk, right? I've seen a few athletes post their lock walk already. I'm calling it lock walk trackies. I don't know what else to call it, but yeah. If you've seen it, then it literally was giving you the same vibes with Shericka Jackson, how she was walking off the track, right? With that particular cramp. So unless Shericka Jackson is a master, actor and can pull this off, there's that's the only way I'll see this as some kind of ploy that MVP is doing. I don't think it is. I definitely think she suffered a cramp in the race. I'm hoping that is, just a cramp, right? Because there's some people that are out there that are thinking, hey, this could possibly be worse than a cramp. There's the thought process that one, she may have been having, setbacks earlier on in the season as well, and as such, down to this particular moment, seems as though it's not, 100%. There are, the few people with that thought process. And there are also some that say, hey, just getting up and starting your season this late. And pushing your body this hard this late in the season to go your absolute best is also a recipe for disaster. Now you'd have heard Stephen Francis say in previous videos that she's typically the type of athlete that will come out earlier on in the season and run from like in the indoors. Reason being is that she takes a while to get into her running. So she'll run from indoors, and the more she runs, the sharper she gets until we get to championship season and she's able to completely fly, right? However, this particular season we didn't see that. And there are a lot of people that are also of the thought process that, hey, for the type of athlete that she is, just having her try to get sharp this late in the season with not much races under her belt seems to be also a recipe of disaster for a Shericka Jackson. So I'm not really sure. Track is, at the end of the day, I can only take things at face value and take the information that we're getting. So if the physio is saying she's good, then I'm going to work with that. And I'm just going to pray that that is indeed the case and that we can also see Shericka, show up in Paris and run her best. I'm just going to pray that I'm just going to remain positive. Track is at this particular point. I'm not going to be, negative. We've seen too many of our Jamaica athletes, unfortunately, this season have, major setbacks. One particular, Elaine Thompson here, and not even getting the opportunity to, toe the line at the trials to actually vie for a spot, right? And I don't want any of our other athletes to, face that kind of setback. So I'm just hoping and just praying that it is indeed, as the physio said, she just had a cramp, and we'll take it from that and work with it and see what happens when she ends up at Paris. But yes, I'm praying for the best. But now, Trackies, it's your turn now to get into the comment section and tell me your thoughts. So, Shericka Jackson, on the heels of that absolute scare at the meeting in Hungary, we are now getting info from her physio that she is fine and she only suffered a cramp. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's indeed a cramp? Do you think it is worse? What are your thoughts? Certainly get in the comment section and let me know. Of course, Sharkies, don't hesitate to also like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.